standing tall. But Syndicate darlings, let's be crystal clear. If I wanted back in, I was always here. Change the locks, watch the door, but you know there's always one thing more. Catch me if you can, round two, same rules. The game's not poker, it's making you look like fools. No bluff, no bet, I don't even need luck. Just a glitter grin and a klepto strut. Catch me if you can, this chase is not done. You never had a prayer, I've already won. This isn't theft, it's performance, friends, and your guard will drop when chase ascends.
And here we are. It is the Chase series. Game number 8, Chase has returned. Where is Chase? We don't know. Chase could be anywhere, sitting and hiding amongst all the other players in this 9-player table game that we have tonight with the Syndicate Poker Club. Playing live poker over at PokerNow.club, a free-to-play poker site. A free roll tournament, a free roll game, a free roll everything. Everything's free at PokerNow.club. But the Syndicate plays there and has their own website called SyndicatePokerClub.com. Drop that down a little bit there. The usual suspects in the game, a small field tonight, only one table of 9 players. Millie, Jam Rock and Roll, Casely, Molly's in the house, and we'll give it a little call here and there. And Chase is hiding amongst the players currently, but where is he hiding? Nobody knows yet until he is found. Players getting an extra point on their leaderboard as they knock the other players out. But if they find Chase, they get an extra 3. If they're hiding Chase, when they get knocked out, they lose a point off of their leaderboard score. So there we are. Casely taking that hand down as we get started here with the Chase series. Tonight's chasers, Jam Rock and Roll, Larry Alice, Ika Kika, Molly Mary, 4 King Ace Hole, Millie. Neon has joined the group. Daniel Biscuit looking for yet another cleanup of the table. Like we said, Casely's here as well. On Where's Chase? Part 2. Game number 8. Blinds at 10:20 to start. Blinds go kind of goofy throughout the entire series, because Chase is in charge of them. So they'll go up, they'll go down. Some blind levels will be fast, some blind levels will be slow. You never know. Larry Alice taking that hand down as we run off into another hand. Mixed format game, 7 hands of Hold'em, 2 hands of Pot Limit Omaha, and then 1 hand of Omaha High-Low that goes in a full rotation. And continues that way throughout the entire game. Currently in our hands of No Limit Hold'em. Got 5 more hands of this to go until we go into some Pot Limit Omaha, where everybody gets dealt 4 cards to their whole cards. Pair of kings on the board. Pair of hearts as well. Molly Mary has the action. Checking it over to everybody else. Checking it around too. A lot of checking sounds going on here. We need to get that. We need to get a new sound into the into there. Check, check, check. We need the John Malkovich on that one. We'll see what we can do about that. Maybe one of these games, that's what will happen every time somebody checks it. Millie goes in for the limp in of 20 on this hand. Blinds at 10-20. Neon and Leary Alice on the small and big blinds. Jammer will play. Neon's going to limp in for the extra 10. Leary Alice checking the option. 8-10-7 comes out. It's a rainbow. That means one of each suit out there. It's a heart. It's a diamond. It's a club. $20 to go, or sorry, 40 and 40 to go. I am not in tune with my auctioneer tonight. Got an 8 of clubs to club up a couple of things there. Five of spades comes on the river. Neon checking it over to Lear. Checks it over to Mill. And we get a free showdown. Pocket aces from Neon. Takes a little 260 chip pot there. As we will continue to roll on. Jammer going up another, well, sorry. Forking Ace-Hole went up an extra 50. Jammer staying in. Everybody else folding out. 9 king of spades, 7 of clubs. $1.70 to go from Forking Ace-Hole. Jammer will stick around for this one. 4 of hearts comes out. And Forking Ace-Hole showing big slick for a pair of kings with an ace kicker. Got about 2 minutes until the nefarious chase moves on to another player, unless somebody should get knocked out in the first round here. Highly unlikely, though. 90 to go, says Leary Alice. Daniel will play along. So will Jammer and Molly. 8-7 queen. 8 queen of diamonds. 7 of clubs. And that is all checked around. Leary Alice going for another 380. And nobody else wants to play with that. Daniel showing his pocket nines. Queen 7 over there with Casely. $10-20 are the blinds. Everybody limping in so far. Casely bows out. Molly on the action. Neon bows out as everybody else limps in. Forking Ace-Hole. Checks the option. It is a king 4 of spades with 5 of hearts. A lot of checking going on. Nobody willing to bet yet. As the ace of clubs comes on the river. 100 to go, says Millie. Molly Mary having a think about that. Says no thank you. Leary Alice will play. And Miss Millie will catch the ace on the river, as did Leary Alice, but Millie will have the 10 kicker to go along with that and will take the blind for that. But with that comes the end of that hand, and Chase moves on to another player as we are on to a higher blind round. We're up to 20-40 now. Once again, each player gains an extra 1 point to their leaderboard totals for every player they knock out. If they find Chase, they get an extra 3 points. And whoever's hiding Chase loses a point, because Chase is a kleptomaniac. Started off by stealing 4 king ace holes lighter, Poker Cat's treats, Freak Child's coffee, whole story behind Mr. Chase. 4 of hearts comes out on the turn. We are hearted up on this board except for the 7 of clubs, or 7 of diamonds, whatever those are. 40 to go from Millie. Neon will stick around. Another 7 comes to pair up the board. It is a 7 of clubs. Millie checks it now. And Jammer will check it over. And Neon will go 380 on this one. Millie will stick around. And we have a full boat versus a flush. Millie taking down the nice hand from Neon there. That 7 helped out quite a bit. A lot of flushes and full houses. Quad, 4 of a kinds you see in Omaha. Currently playing Omaha High, also known as Pot Limit Omaha. Best 5 cards win. Players must use 2 of the cards in their hand with 3 on the community board. Unlike Texas Hold'em, where you can use 4 and 1, or the entire board may even actually end up playing for you. But not so much in Omaha. You must use 2 of your cards, and you must use 3 of the board. 200 to go, says Jam Rock and Roll. As this will be the last Pot Limit Omaha High hand, then we will go into a low hand for just 1 hand, where the high can be the best 5 cards, but the low is the lowest 5 cards that anybody has. The best 5 card low, so to speak. Starting from an 8 and going backwards. So if somebody with an 8 and an ace has 5 cards that are all underneath an 8, it's not going to do them any good if somebody else has a 7. And here you go to see it in action. Who knows? We might get our chop suey split pot chop sticks. We'll see what's going on. We'll see if things get spicy in a little bit. Give you guys some new graphics. $120, says Daniel. 100 more to Jammer. He will go. Casely, another 80. Everybody's sticking around so far, and we will have a flop. All of hearts. 3 queen 10. $600 to go from Jammer. Casely. Heads out of there. Molly Mary's out. Leary Alice is out. Daniel goes with it. 4 clubs comes. Jam, rock, and roll. And Daniel sitting even stacked here. And the extra heart comes, but it wasn't a big difference. And Jammer will take the high and the low with that. As you see in the little icon, there was 2 little things with the high hand and the low hand qualified. You have to have 3 cards on the board at least that are 8 or lower for the hand to even qualify for the low. So it's always something to look out for. Blind still at 20-40 for about another 60 seconds. And if everybody survives, Chase will move again. Four 9 of clubs. King of spades comes. Molly Mary checks it over to Leary Alice, who checks it over to Daniel, who checks it over to Ika. Ten of spades comes out. Molly Mary in the action. Everybody getting conservative now. $1.20 from Daniel. And that will give Daniel the straight is what he had on the turn card there. So one more hand to go, and then we will see where Chase will end. Well, we will see. We can at least see where Chase was. We will not know where Chase is going, though. $40 to go for Jammer and his Australian internet issues. Casely comes in. Molly Mary limps in for the extra 20. Neon checks the option. Pair aces and a jack. Jack, ace of clubs, ace of hearts. Interesting board coming out here as everybody plays it safe, checking it around so far. Casely in the last position here. Who will check it finally? 6 of clubs comes on the river. 40 to go, says Mr. Neon 10. Jammer will go. Casely will get out of the way. And Molly Mary gets out of there. And both of them have queens. So we have ourselves a split pot, ladies and gentlemen. We do. We have a chop suey chop pot. Get the chopsticks, as they will split that one up. Well, with that, the blinds go up to 30-60. Chase has moved again off to his next victim. He was currently sitting with Jammer right there, but now he's moved on. He started off over at Leary Alice, moved over to Jammer. Now he's sitting with somebody else at the table. Chase's whole goal is to finally never be found until the end. But the less players there are that he has to hide amongst, he's easier to find. Millie taking this one down with a pair of kings. 2 pair, actually, with the 3s on the board. And there we go. Slight quiet bunch tonight. It's always quieter when we only have one table of action. Neon thinks he can get a read on Millie every time, saying that Millie's minimum bet tells a lot. Could be true. 6-6-10 comes out. 6 and 10 of spades, the 6 of clubs. Daniel Biscuit goes $1.20. $3.50 to go, says Ika. And that's enough to get Daniel out of there. Ika will not show, keeping her cards secret and quiet, all to herself. Speaking of Ika Kika, hometown St. Petersburg does not divulge any age. Started playing poker pretty much with the Syndicate and with PokerNow.club. Started playing the sit-and-go seasons over at PokerNow. Best finish over there was 143rd. Has won 2 of the series games with the Syndicate. But currently sits 15th overall with the Syndicate right now amongst its 30-some players that are on the roster. Pair of kings on the board. 100 to go, says Ika. Four King Ace will play along. Molly Mary in the option. And everybody will fold out. Comes back around with a 5 of spades on the river. 250 to go, says Ika. And that's enough to get Jammer to fold, who had pocket 7s. Ika had the trips with the king. And there you are. So where's Chase? Round 2. Same rules. Game number 8 altogether. Daniel Biscuit leading the leaderboard currently. Speaking of which, Chase, hey, do us a favor. Show us the current leaderboard. Yeah, there you go. Show us that. Thank you. Daniel Biscuit, Neon 10, Molly Mary in the top 3 so far after 7 games of the Where's Chase series. Four King Ace, Old Millie rounding out the next 2 in the top 5. Then coming down to Ika, Biggie Large, and Leary Alice. Daniel Biscuit able to knock off, well, find Chase 3 times and also knocked off, I think, so far 18 players altogether in the Chase series up until this point. So that's where a lot of Daniel Biscuit's points came from. Clearly being the headhunter of this series for sure. 60 to go, says everybody. Except for Casey Leary, Alice, and Neon. Oh, Four King Ace all said no to that. Diamonds on the board. 3 ladies and 2 men on this hand. So are diamonds going to be a lady's best friend? Or diamonds are a girl's best friend? I think that, what did I say? Ladies are, whatever I said. Scratch that, reverse it, redo it. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's what I was trying to do. It's been a long week of commentating. The voice is going. The mind is already gone. Another diamond comes. Millie versus Jammer. Believe it or not, father versus daughter. A well-known fact around the PokerNow world. As Jammer will take that one down with a pair of queens. 8-4 offsuit for Millie. Did no good. But Millie and Jammer are both sitting pretty much in the chip lead together right about now. Currently, Millie actually is in first. Jammer, that's not completely updated for some odd reason. That's a hand behind our leaderboard is. Ika Kika Casely rounding out top four with Leary Allison the fifth. Daniel Biscuit right now the short stack, just barely. Not much movement going on. Early in the game, not much chip stack problems. And after this hand, if nobody goes out, which they probably won't, Chase will move off to another player. 240 to go, says Daniel. Millie is out. Everybody else is out, and that will do it for that hand. Well, and that gets Chase moving on to yet some other poor sap. Has to have him sitting on their lap. Who knows what he stole now? Blinds are up to 40-80 now. And with that, we will give you the entire Chase Returns theme. And enjoy the action. King Ace Hearts and a 9 of Diamonds on this Omaha, Pot Limit Omaha high hand.
Oh, you put locks on the lockers, cameras in the hall, tripwires on the bar, guards standing tall. But Syndicate, darlings, let's be crystal clear. If I wanted back in, I was always here. You hid Casely's notebooks in a vault underground, but I've been scribbling in them while you weren't around. Jammer poured a scotch and locked it in a case. I'm sipping it right now. Care for a taste? Catch me if you can. You already tried. The master of the live's got nothing to hide. You've learned some lessons, but you're learning them slow. Chase is back, babies, and I'm stealing the show. Thunder's headphones wrapped tight in 3 locks. You're listening to silence while I'm bopping to rock. Boss's boyfriend, oh, I just borrowed him, dear. We're out dancing, drinking, I'll bring him back next year. Poker pop sex appeal's not something you can stash, but I'll bottle that charm and I'll sell it for cash. You guard your goods like a miser's dream, but I've already cleaned you out and joined your stream. Catch me if you can. Round 2, same rules. The game's not poker, it's making you look like fools. No bluff, no bet, I don't even need luck. Just a glitter grin and a klepto strut. Oh, Syndicate, I adore your fight, but you can't outthink a thief in the night. You're guarding the wrong things, that's the gag, while I'm walking away with your whole goodie bag. Casely's notebooks filled with my art. Jammer scotch, gone from the start. Thunder's headphones, beats in my ears. Boss's boyfriend, we're dancing, my dears. Poker pop sexiness, that's just mine now. Change the locks, watch the door, but you know there's always one thing more. Catch me if you can, but the chase
And that's where the story leaves us so far. Chase has returned, stealing everything. Everybody's still sitting in the game, going at it. Larry Ellis. Not sure what that is. That was interesting. Weird little things popping up on our screen. PokerNow is having nutcase problems, apparently. Molly Mary, offline and away, has disappeared from the table. 40-80 are our blinds so far for about another 2 minutes. And if all goes well for Chase, he will get to move on to yet another player. He was sitting with his buddy forking ace hole previously, but now hiding behind somebody else's chair. Eight, seven of clubs, a four of spades. Now a jack of spades comes up on the turn. Leary Alice checks it over to Daniel. $250 to go, says Ika. Getting aggressive. And Ika getting a straight, almost a straight flush sitting there. We are trying to get our leaderboard verified again here. PokerNow having a few issues here. It's a problem with streaming online gaming. Sometimes things outside of your control. Leary Alice with the trip queens. We'll take that one down. And with that, he is off again to go sit and play around with somebody else's stuff. Keep everything locked up, gang. Ten deuce queen. $500 to go on this one. A deuce comes out to pair up the board. Checked by Daniel. Ika checks it as well. Four of spades comes for Daniel to have action on. And full boat. Twos over queens. Ika had the other queen there for two pair. But that sneaky little deuce. Giving Daniel the full boat on that one over the two pair of Ika Kika. Throw in a little of our background music as usual. that will clear that hand. 5,100 are the blinds. Everybody's still in the game from the beginning, as we are 5 rounds in on the blinds. Casey, Molly, Neon getting out of the way on this one. Daniel will go up 400. Millie now in the action to call for 300 more. No go. 300 more to Leary Alice will be called. Pair of nines and a 7 on the board. 9-7 of diamonds. 9 of clubs. Ace of spades comes out on the turn. $600 to go, says Mr. Daniel. Leary Alice will go along with it. Another spade. It's a king. 500 to go. No way, Jose, says Leary Alice, who will hold on to 952 left in chips now after having to fold that one down. Millie in the small blind. Jam rock and roll on the big blind at 100. Molly Mary missing in action offline and away. $450 says 4 king ace hole, and nobody wants to play with that. Who would want to? We don't know where that's been. Neon, the only one to bow out so far. I think Molly Mary does not realize she is losing connections. We will probably have to type a little message there. Pair of nines on the board again with a 10. Big bet from 4 king ace hole gets everybody out of the way on that one. Full boat, 10's full of 9s. $350 to go, says Neon over to Daniel. He will call along with Ika Kika. Millie folds out. 4 king ace hole gets out of the way, while everybody kind of makes their decisions here. Daniel sitting in first place with the chip lead right now over 4 king ace hole by about 800 chips. Jammer sitting in third, Millie in fourth, Ika in fifth. Leary Alice, the major short stack at 652 right now, in ninth place. And with that, Chase will move on as the blinds go up again. $300 to go, says Neon. That'll be most of Leary Alice's chip stacker call. She does. With a 3-deuce-10 on the board. Everybody bowing out of this one. Casely in the hot seat now. Molly Mary will play along as the queen of clubs comes out on the turn. Pot limit Omaha high-low. We do not have a low qualifier yet. And there's a low qualifier, so Leary Alice will stay alive. Oh, I'm sorry. Leary Alice got the straight on that. So Leary Alice doubles up and takes it all. That is not a chop pot. We almost hit that graphic a little too easy or too early. So Leary Alice stays alive, builds back better. In Syndicate, Where's Chase? Part 2. Game number 8. With the Syndicate Poker Club playing free live poker over at PokerNow.club, a free-to-play poker client. Free-to-play poker for everybody. Come play for free over at PokerNow.club. Free online poker with friends. Or enemies even. You never know. You don't even have to make an account to play poker over at PokerNow.club. That's the beauty of it. You just build a game and play, and boom, there you go. But for the more serious poker player, you build an account, just like the Syndicate has. Another full boat, 8s full of 10s for Neon, taking the 3600 chip pot, pardon me. Blinds will be going up here in about 6.5 minutes. And Chase will move if nobody gets if he doesn't get found, he'll move to somebody else. He was sitting with Neon. He has sat with almost everybody at the table so far. Sitting at 7 rounds so far, blinds. 7 rounds of Chase. Originally sat with Leary Alice, then to Jammer, then went to 4 King Ace Hole, then over to Casely, then he went and sat with Neon. Then he went and bugged Ika Kika, the one place he has not been yet that we're aware of. As he has not gone to see his girlfriend Millie yet, which is a known fact. That they've got something going on, some sort of romance. Tonight's game being refereed by the one and only Poker Cat. Keeping a very close eye on the entire game tonight. Hailing out of a litter box at 9 years old. Doesn't play poker, just like Chase. He just goes and plays with the chips. Does nothing else more than that and stares at the screen. Queen 7-6, 7-6 of hearts, Queen of diamonds. Poker Cat very upset about something currently. Not quite sure what it is. Two spades comes out. Casely, Molly Mary going at this one. 7 pairs the board, 600 from Molly. And Casely will fold that one out with a pair of pocket tens. Just a little too much out there on that board for her to stick around on that one. Jammer pumps it up to another $150, so 300 to go to Leary Alice. Now over to Daniel. Another $150 to go to Forking Ace. Well, Molly Mary stayed in it. And we will see a flop full of diamonds again. Diamonds are a girl's best friend, but it's Jam Rock and Roll versus Molly Mary, so if it holds true, we know who will win this one. Maybe not. 825, says Jammer, with a King Jack 5 of diamonds on the board. Molly Mary is out of there. Jam Rock and Roll had pocket aces. Obviously a top pair, and could have been a nut flush right there. Six Jack 7 comes on the board. It's rainbow, a heart, a spade, and a club. Nine of spades comes out. Everybody checking around Daniel, who's busy chit-chatting. 300 to go, he says finally. Everybody folding out. Jammer's out. Leary Alice will let it go. Daniel Biscuit not showing what's behind his two lighters. As we move on to yet another hand. Currently our leaderboard is sitting about the same as it was before. Only difference is chip stacks have changed just a tad. Leary Alice not quite as close to the clip as she was just a little bit ago. 7 deuce of spades, a 6 of clubs comes out on this flop. Millie, Jammer, and Forking Ace all going for this one. 8 of clubs on the turn, checked for free. Free king of spades comes on the river. And Millie's 150 chip bet will take that one down. As we got about another minute to go on this round before the blinds go up to 100, 200. $10-3-8 comes out. Rainbow, a $150 from Ika starts it off. 5 of diamonds comes. And a 10 pairs the board on a bookcase. And Ika's bet will take that one as well. Back over to Pot Limit Omaha High, Pot Limit Omaha High. Best 5 cards win. 2 must come from the player's hand. 3 must come from the board of community cards. In any way, shape, or form to build the best 5 card hand possible. Molly Mary on the option. Betting strategy or structure is still the same as no limit hold'em. And Millie will take some more chips into her stack. Betting Molly Mary out of that hand. Off to Pilum in Omaha. High. Hand number 2 of this rotation. And Chase has moved off again. We did not run that graphic early enough, but now he's run off again. Nobody got knocked out. And Miss Millie will take that with 3 of a kind with pocket aces sitting there. And getting her chip stack back up to a decent level now. Larry Alice still sitting on the low end as a short stack. But it could take any number of little things to completely rebuild that back. So we are good on that. Got about 7 minutes till the blinds go absolutely goofy for everybody. Chase will be making sure of that if he still survives through that. And then after that, we will be taking a break shortly. So in the meantime, enjoy this. This is the original song that was written in which Chase was born. Just called Where's Chase? The day Chase was born. There you go.
Triple espresso and a Mountain Dew chaser. Heart's racing like I'm dodging a laser. Over caffeinated and not drunk at all. No whiskey haze, just a caffeine brawl. Nerves on fire, but my screen is cold. This online hell's where my soul gets sold. And what I do in Mexico stays in Mexico. Sober as a monk in a poker trap. Reading the board while losing my crap. Nothing I'm saying is making much sense. I argue with the cat, the game got tense. I wanna know where Chase went. He goes in mid-hand, just fucking left. Last I saw, he shoved with queen 5 off. Now he's in my ass. Wait, I'm in Miami. I'm talking nonsense. I'm losing the plot. I called a raise with what I thought was a lot. Turns out it was a napkin and a fork. Guess I'm playing poker on a caffeine torque. The group chat's roasting, they think I'm dead. I'm Googling if caffeine fries your head. Where's Chase? Who knows? He's free and 10. While I'm here crying over rubber bands. Where the fuck is Chase with AC Slater? Sober as a monk in a poker trap. Reading the board while losing my crap. Nothing I'm saying is making much sense. I argue with the cat and the game got tense. I wanna know where Chase went. He goes to mid-hand, just fucking left. Last I saw, he shoved with queen 5 off. Now he's in my ass. Wait, I'm in Miami. Sober as a monk in a poker trap. Reading the board while losing my crap. Nothing I'm saying is making much sense. Let's go! Sober as a monk in a poker trap. Reading the board while losing my crap. Nothing I'm saying is making much sense. I argue with the cat and the game got tense. I wanna know where Chase went. He goes to mid-hand, just fucking left. Last I saw, he shoved with queen 5 off. Now he's in my ass. Wait, I'm in Miami.
And that is pretty much how it went down the night that Chase was born. Those lyrics written on a whim, all based off of a chat that happened in a PokerNow sit and go game at PokerNow.club. And you too can come play for free. Free poker over at PokerNow.club. Free poker online with friends. Or by yourself. Doesn't matter. Either way. It's all free, 100%. You don't have to pay a single cent in order to do any kind of poker playing there. That's where the home of the Syndicate is, at PokerNow.club. The website home of the Syndicate, of course, is SyndicatePokerClub.com. You can check them out at SyndicatePokerClub.com. Player rosters, stats, backstories, profiles, game series. It's all there. Check it out at SyndicatePokerClub.com. Casely taking that one down with the kickers in the hand. Ace Jack. Blind still at 100, 200 for about 2 minutes. And then they will go down to 510 for a short minute. And then we will be hitting a break. King Jack 4 comes out. It is rainbowed up. Casely checks it over to Neon, who will go 200. And that will be enough to take everybody out of that one. Three of clubs comes out, 2250 from, and we're getting feisty here, all in. And Forking Ace Hole will take that one down with pocket aces over Molly Mary's Jack Ace for the one pair of jacks. So with that, Molly Mary heads out. But Chase is still safe. He's still hiding. He was not with Molly. So he will still dance away and prance away, hiding behind whoever he is hiding with. But it was not Molly Mary. As the game will continue on, Molly Mary going out in 9th place in Chase Part 2, Game 8 of the Syndicate series. Jack 3 of spades, king of hearts. At least I'm not having that night where I have to go through every single solitary suit to finally get it right. All 4 of them. Everybody checking around except for Casely, who goes 800. Ten of clubs comes. Casely versus Neon so far at this one. Heads up on the rest of this hand. 2400 chip pot sitting out there right now. 2165 putting Casely all in, says Neon. Casely goes with it with 2 pair over a straight. And Casely will not be able to catch a boat or anything else to go along with that. So that will pop Casely out of here. In 8th place. But Chase was not hiding with Casely. He is still wandering around. And actually, beyond that, he's really showing off for everybody. Holy crap, he is really showing off. Look at him. He's saying it's spicy now. Because now he also moves again. Beyond being safe, he moves again. And 4-King Ace-Hole will take that one with 2 pair. Blinds are down to 5-10 now. Chase was hiding out with Daniel during all of that. As we watch Casely and Molly Mary exit out, he was hiding over at the other side of the table with Daniel. Easy peasy blinds for the next 2 minutes, 5-10. Three of hearts comes out on his turn. Larry Alice betting the pot for 40. Everybody will stick with it on this at this point. Four diamonds comes out. We got a near straight sitting on that board. But the players can only use, well, and we still had the straight. Larry Alice with the straight and the low. So the high and the low there for Larry Alice. Coming back big from being on the cliff's edge. Had the 2 cards to build off the rest of that straight and also have the lowest. On that pot limit Omaha high-low, also known as pot limit 8. Queen 8 of diamonds, 10 of hearts. Ace of hearts comes out cheap. 10 to go, says Millie. With 120 in the pot. 150 in the pot now with another diamond out there. $1.50. Daniel will bet the pot this time around. As will Ika. Calling. And another straight for Daniel Biscuit. As we will see the end of that round, and Mr. Chase will move along. And our leaderboard that I was going to show you is once again disconnected because PokerNow is having some major issues today. So let's try and get that back here as quick as possible. And then we will take a break off of this. And then when we come back, we'll tell you more about what else is going on. 4-King Ace-Hole currently is your chip lead at 13-5. Neon sitting in second, about half of that much. Daniel sitting in third at 71. Leary Alice fourth. Millie's in fifth. And Jammer sitting sixth. Ika down in the short stack area at 37-10. So that's where we're at. Casely, Molly Mary exiting out in 8th and 9th place. And that's where we sit for Chase, round 2, game number 8. And we will be back momentarily.
You've heard the name, now come see the face. The cards are shuffled, we've set the pace. This ain't no friendly neighborhood game. This is the Syndicate, we don't play the same. They say they've got skills, they say they've got fire, but we built this table, raised it high. So call your crew and bring your best. It's multi-table mayhem, forget the rest. We don't fear the numbers, we don't flinch at the crowd. We rise in the silence, we strike loud and proud. Stack for stack, play by play, we'll be waiting at the end of the day. So rally the room, light the fuse, but just know this, we don't lose. Try your luck in the lion's lair. Come take on the Syndicate if you dare. We don't fear the numbers, we don't flinch at the crowd. We rise in the silence, we strike loud and proud. Stack for stack, play by play, we'll be waiting at the end of the day. So rally the room, light the fuse, but just know this, we don't lose. Try your luck in the lion's lair. Come take on the Syndicate if you dare.
And we are back with action on Where's Chase? Part 2, game number 8. Chase hiding amongst all the players, one by one, until somebody finds him by knocking out the player he's hiding with, gaining an extra 3 points on their leaderboard score. As players knock each other out, they gain 1 point extra for knocking each other out, on top of their regular game score that goes along with it, on a sliding scale. Going out first gets you 1 point. Surviving all the way to the end might get you as many points as there are entrants, +1. However, don't be hiding Chase when you get knocked out, because you will lose a point alongside your player score for the game. 7 hands of No Limit Hold'em, 2 hands of Pot Limit Omaha, and 1 hand of Pot Limit Omaha 8, also known as High Low, starting from an 8 going backwards for the best and worst 5-card hands, so to speak. Still got 7 players left in the game right now. Poker Cat having issues at the moment. Not liking something that's going on in the booth. But he will just have to live with it because he's being overridden by the admins of the Syndicate Poker Club. Being told to shut the fuck up. 200, 400 to go on the blinds as we are on level 9 of the Where's Chase game. Jam rock and roll for another 200 to go to limp in on this one. Sitting in the small blind position. Neon with the option to check, raise, fold. Fold would be kind of stupid considering he has check raise on his option. And he will check out. 10-10 ace on the board. Rainbowed up. A 10 of diamonds, 10 of clubs. Ace of hearts. And 400, he says, over to Ika. $400 left to go. Millie sticks with it. Another heart comes out. $400 to go yet again. Millie sticks with it. And it's two pair. Aces over tens. Millie's pocket pair of snowmen there did not hold up. Ika going up for a little bit more. Going double. $800 to go for Jammer. $600 more to Neon. Will not go. Leary Alice, $400 more to go. And nobody wants to play with Ika when she's got pocket aces like that. So I'll give Ika Kika a few more chips in the stack. Taking away some blinds there. Waiting on Neon here, who finally goes for 400 and calls the blind. Leary Alice limping in for the extra 200. 6-3 of clubs, 7 diamonds. 1,200 for Mr. Daniel to open this one up. Ika going over the top, going all in at 33.10. Over to Neon. Call the full bet, fold. Go over the top, did not. Leary Alice. This will pretty much, well, and that doesn't matter what could have happened there because Leary Alice folded. Daniel Biscuit now. We'll see it. Pocket jacks from Ika. The Syndicate Nemesis pocket jacks. But they hold. I think the curse has been broken. Pocket jacks have been winning lately with the Syndicate Poker Club. I think we've found out that the jacks no longer hold the curse. They do not lose every time. As Ika Kika will take a nice little chunk of change on that one. And that will bump her up into third place at 82, just behind Neon. Forking Ace Hole staying quiet, still staying with the chip lead at the moment. $400 to go. And trip aces for Forking Ace Hole. Making a strong bet on that strong flop. Back onto another hand, pot limit Omaha high. Or just standard pot limit Omaha. Players cannot bet more than what's in the pot. Or what the pot would be worth with their raise. It was 18 to go. Pot's now 44. 12.56 all in for Daniel. Ika can have this easily covered, but will she go? With a 3-9 of clubs, 8 of diamonds. 4 cards sitting in each player's hand. Anything could go here. Ika does not want to find out. And Daniel will stay alive. And get back in the game. Almost a family pot here. Neon and Ika bowing out of this one. Lots of highs and lows on that one. Only one winner there. Blinds at 200, 400 for another minute. Chase still hiding amongst the players. 9, 5 ace, rainbowed up, 9 of diamonds, 5 of hearts, ace of spades. 7 players still left in the game. Every time somebody ends up on the cliff, they come fighting back. Millie getting some more chips to stay alive in this game. And still enough chips to make a big difference and make a big dent in somebody else. Nobody wants to play with Daniel's big 1,200 chip bet, so everybody will fold out. And depending on what happens here, we may see one more hand before Chase moves, or we may not. $1,400 to go. And time expires. Leary Alice goes with it, so Chase will move or be found possibly here. We'll see what happens if anybody goes out. 7, 8, jack, it's rainbow. That's a heart of sevens, a 7 of hearts, 8 of spades, jack of diamonds, 1056 all in to Leary Alice does not go, so therefore we are safe to say Chase moves on yet again and has survived 10 rounds of not being found so far. Blinds at 300, 600 now. $600 to go, says Daniel. And that'll be enough to let that one be done. Leary Alice to call anything at this point will have to go all in. Does not so far at this hand. Daniel and Ika going heads up on this one. Ace 6-3. Now a queen of diamonds. And a 7 of hearts. All checked down. Ika will take that one to take the extra chips. Just with a high card. No pairs, no nothing. Nothing exciting happening there. Leary Alice will live to see another hand and folds out. Check on the option from 4 King Ace hole with 2 5s and a 7 on the board. Now an 8 of hearts. And a 5 of spades comes on the river. All in for Neon to call this with 3 5s on the board. And that is a fold. 4 King Ace-hole has the quads. 4 of a kind 5s. With a huge hand there. A lot of 4 of a kinds we've been seeing lately in the last couple of days with the Syndicate Poker Club. It was royal flushes last week. 4 of a kind this week. Almost every player has hit one somewhere, some way, somehow, somewhere. $2,100 to go, says Daniel Biscuit. Nobody wants a piece of that. Big blind coming close to Leary Alice, sitting at 456. will not play this one. 600 to go. Over to forking ace hole. Jam rock and roll on the option. Checks it up. 3-6 king. Another 6 comes on the turn to pair up the board. All in from Jam Rock and Roll. Full house versus full house. And there we go. We have it. That's our chop suey, chop pot. Get the chopsticks. They will split that one up. And that's a true split because they both had the same full house. Leary Ellis goes all in on this one. It was not on the blind. So Leary Ellis looking to have something going on here. Daniel will go over the top on that one. Forking ace will play along with that. So Leary Ellis due to possibly quadruple up here. 7-5 of spades, ace of hearts. And only a high card to start it off with. Now we got a pair versus a full house. Leary Ellis pretty much dead right here. Only hits a straight finally on the river. So Leary Ellis will pop out of this game. But was not hiding Chase. He's still wandering around stealing shit. Ace-7 of diamonds, a 2 of clubs. Pair of 6s on the board with an 8 of hearts. $1,800 to go, says Daniel. 1,200 more to Ika. Daniel Biscuit getting called. Forking ace hole, sticking with it. 18 to go again. Forking ace hole will pop out of there. And that is a no-show, no-go. And with that, the blinds go up to 400, 800, and Chase moves on to yet another player. Eight jack. Now an ace of clubs. 8 of clubs to go with it. Now a full club. We got a queen. And forking ace will take that down with no showdown. $2,400 says Daniel. Millie will call it with an ace-3. Doesn't get much help on the flop. Daniel has her other 3s to go with this. Needs an ace. And catches it on the river. Millie is safe. Doubles up $2,650. And Millie will stay safe. So will Chase. If he was sitting with Millie. We don't know. Still don't know where Chase is, but he's still somewhere on that table. And no knockouts for Daniel this game yet. $50.94 from Neon all in. Over to Jam Rock and Roll. This will go all in for him to call. Neon will have him covered. So even if Neon were to lose this one, if Jammer calls, which it looks like he will not, does not, timer times out and folds, Neon will take the extra chips on the pre-flop all in. Jack 10-8 comes out. $400, $800 are the blinds. Daniel will get everybody to fold out on the blind there. Nobody having anything worth a damn. Jammer and Millie. Jammer will play. Millie folded out. Neon gets out of the way. Daniel limps it in. Queen, Queen 8. Everybody checking around. Getting a 6 of clubs on the turn. And a 3 of diamonds comes on the river. Daniel goes 800 on that. Jam Rock and Roll not missing in action. He's there. Ika Kika will take it with 2 pair. Queens over 6s with a lowly 6 sitting there. Millie getting down to the bare nubbins here. Especially with the blinds going up here pretty quick. 10 Jack Ace. Millie going all in on this one. And Millie will not survive that one. And Millie goes out. But with that, guess what? He was not sitting with his little girlfriend. Chase is still safe, wandering around yet again. So the hunt continues for the kleptomaniac. The glitter-eyed raccoon. Still hiding amongst the rest of the players at the table. 5 left. As the blinds get ready to go up here in about another 2 minutes. Neon trying to go all in. will steal some blind money there. $22.94 left with him. Well, just over $3,000 actually. His blind just hit. Ika Kika and Forking Ace Hole dominating this table right now. King 8-4, 8-4 of hearts, King of spades comes out on this flop. It is checked around. We see a free one for 3. It's a 3 of hearts on the river. Or sorry, on the turn. 800 to go, says Daniel. And had the flush. Jam Rock and Roll sitting on the cliff's edge. Two, 5. 5 deuce of spades, 2 of clubs comes out. 4 of diamonds comes next. Nine of clubs. Or sorry, 9 of whatever the fuck those are. God bless it. 9 of spades. Whatever the card is, it doesn't matter. Forking Ace was able to bet everybody out of that one. So we'll see if Chase is going to survive or move on here. As we got about 30 seconds left of this blind level. Neon getting close to going all in. Jammer is all in. Sorry. A7 versus A7, so we're going to have a chop suey chop pot. We might as well call it now, but we'll wait until that last river card comes down just to verify. And there it is. Once again, get the chopsticks. It's a chop suey chop pot. As both players have the ace-7. 5 more hands left to go. No Limit Omaha. Jam Rock and Roll will have to put in some chips here to stay alive. Will not happen, though. 9-4 clubs. 8 of hearts. 9 pairs the board. And Daniel will take that one down. While we have a few minutes, we'll just go into Chase's original theme of Catch Me If You Can. From the original round 1. Possibly. Hold on a minute. We'll see what Jammer wants to do here. 622 left in Jammer stack. Already 1,000 in on the blind. And Jam Rock and Roll will survive being on the cliff's edge yet again. Taking that one down. Chase still staying safe. And still on the table. Blinds are 500, 1,000. only for a short stint here. This is only a quick blind level. Thanks to Chase, our game designer. Jam Rock and Roll in the hot seat. 1,000 to go. A little less than half of the chip stack there, obviously. And Jammer will be out. Neon says no thank you. Daniel and Ika having at it now. Two grand more, and Ika says no thanks. Daniel playing the position on that one. 500, 1,000 to go for Ika and Forking Ace Hole. Daniel will play for the big blind. Ika will limp in for a 9-jack deuce. $2,000 to go, says Daniel. And a king of spades comes with an ace of diamonds comes on the river as both players get it for free. Will the showdown be free? It will not. All in from Daniel Biscuit. And Forking Ace Hole will fold that one out. Daniel Biscuit now staying very safe. Going over the 10,000 chip mark. So there we are. All right. Here's a little Chase, the original theme.
I don't need no chips, I just need your flair. Freak child's coffee, now it's my kind of affair. Acer lit a smoke, blinked once then sighed. That priceless lighter, baby, it's been chase-ified. You're here for the blinds, I'm here for the buzz. Like a glittered up raccoon with a god complex. Just because. Catch me if you can, Syndicate elite. Your roster's full of killers, but I'm light on my feet. I don't play a hand, but your table's been pranked. I'm the klepto kingpin, and you are my bank. Millie Porter wine, turned once it's gone. She suspects the dealer, but that read is so wrong. You built a fortress of cold calculation, but I'm the true ghost who runs this operation. I'm the sparkle in the dark.
Well, Jam Rock and Roll all in. Neon is all in. And we got a lot going on here. We got a full house over there. Everybody gets a piece of this one. So that one definitely, regardless of how it all came down, that's going to be a massive chop hot chop suey. Get the chopsticks. Keeping Jammer alive. Keeping Neon alive. As our blinds will go up 600, 1,200 in just another minute and a half. As the game will start moving very quickly here.
Ace's ladder, check. Biggie's watch, tick. Millie's wine, divine. Poker Cat's treats, delicious. Freak Child's coffee, you're not getting it back. Catch me if you can, I'm the storm in your calm. I've got velvet gloves and klepto charm. The Syndicate's sharp, but I'm one step ahead. Then I vanish down the alley, stuck in your head.
The original Chase song. The Syndicate Poker Club playing for free over at PokerNow.club, SyndicatePokerClub.com. All the games have a little bit of lore behind them. One of the things that sets the Syndicate apart from some of the other poker clubs that are out there. It's not just about the game, it's all about the story that goes behind it. And then there's just regular games, too. Beyond that, you can check it all out over at syndicatepokerclub.com. Check out the game series, player profiles, player rosters, game series leaderboards, stats, all that good stuff. How to join the Syndicate Poker Club. A little backstory of the Syndicate Poker Club as well. Playing free live poker at PokerNow.club, a free-to-play poker site. Ika Kika taking this one down with a pair of nines. Neon on the big blind, 1,200. That'll put him almost all in on the blind. He will check his option here, though. Hold on to that extra 550 before we see some cards. And Chase is fighting me on that one. He doesn't want to pop up. But he has moved to another player. And Forking Ace-Hole will clear out some more chips. Chase still wandering around on the table. Here we go. Neon's all in. Daniel Biscuit all in. Ika Kika. This is a no-limit hold'em hand here. And Daniel Biscuit, wow, taking a humongous pot. Knocking down Neon. And taking a whole bunch of extra chips away from Ika Kika and Forking Ace-Hole. Jammer, the only one sitting out of that one. Chase still wandering around on the table, though. After all that, can you believe it? So Daniel going back into the chip lead by a huge amount with that hand. Ika Kika now all in with an 8-6-6 on the board. One, 8-6-6, where's Chase? Give him a call. Big betting coming from Forking Ace-Hole, now going all in. Getting chips back from Daniel Biscuit. Both players with a straight. The better straight coming from Forking Ace-Hole, who also will knock out Ika at the same time. The interesting part about that story, Chase still wandering around on the table with 3 players left. Oh, Chase is getting good at his hiding this time. Wow. Unbelievable. 3 players left and Chase is still at that table. 3 hearts on this board. Ace 5 Jack. Everybody checking around. Forking Ace-Hole will take that one down with 2 pair aces over jacks. Jam Rock and Roll on the cliff. 2 minutes and some change left on this blind level. Who is Chase hiding with? He could be hiding with Jam, could be hiding with Forking Ace-Hole, could be hiding with Daniel Biscuit. Forking ace-hole taking that one down with a kicker situation. Jam, rock, and roll folding out to try and survive another hand. Jack of spades comes out as the players check it down. Forking ace-hole taking a few more chips with that. Jammer on the big blind, 1200, almost all in pre-flop on a forced all in. Now will go all in for the extra 516. Queen 7 suited, Queen 8 offsuit. Only one heart to help Jammer out on this one. A 7 comes to help Jammer out. And Jammer will survive with the pair of 7s. The computer hand strikes again. Chase still hiding out on the board, or hiding out at the table. Daniel takes an ace-jack. 1,200 to go. That's a little bit less than Jammer's entire stack here. Or sorry, half of Jammer's. Yeah, whatever I said. You know what I meant. Now Jammer will pay the 1,200 on the big blind. Daniel will call it. Game's getting exciting now. And Jammer will hold on to that one with pocket aces. 20 seconds left on this blind level. Should we get through it? Chase will move again. Sitting amongst only 3 players. Jam, rock, and roll all in. Ace-king against 7-7. Slick versus pocket pair. Spades a help. 8 of diamonds does not help Jammer, but that final spade doing it all in. And Jammer will hold on and survive. And so with that, Chase moves on yet again from whoever he was sitting with. It is getting crazy out here now. Daniel Biscuit all in. Will not make it. Or no, he will make it. Sorry. I misread that hand right when that card came down. We have another Chop Suey Chop Pot. Daniel Biscuit will survive. Daniel's all in. And the Jack of Spades comes on the river, which will give Daniel another all-in win, surviving by the skin of his teeth again. 10-4 of diamonds, 10 of clubs. Everybody getting almost even chip stacked here. Chase still hiding out amongst the three players. Jam Rock and Roll will take a pot of 12-6 from Forking Ace hole on that one. With the flush. Blinds at 700, 1400. Down to three-handed play. Full of hearts on the flop, 2, 4, 6. Ace of clubs comes on the turn. 5,000 to go, says Jammer. All in for Forking Ace hole over the top. Ace 6, 2 pair. Will take that one. Forking Ace hole will stay alive. Hitting Jam Rock and Roll right where it hurts. In the gut. Knocking him in half. Jam Rock and Roll making a big move. Forking Ace hole along for the ride with a King 8-9. Jam Rock and Roll all in. King Jack versus Ace 3. Ooh, a lot of outs come on that turn, but not enough. Just not quite enough. So Jam Rock and Roll will exit out in third place, but Chase, believe it or not, is still safe as we go heads up. With Daniel Biscuit and Forking Ace hole, Chase is still on the table at heads up. We are all in Daniel Biscuit with the lead. 82% on this with a 10-9 versus Queen Deuce. And the 10-9 takes it. The straight wins. That knocks Daniel Biscuit out. The game is over. And holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, Chase has survived the game. Chase was hiding with Forking Ace hole on the last round. He was not lying when he fucked with everybody on the Discord this evening. He said he was going to hide. He could hide better tonight, and he did. Forking Ace hole getting the 3 extra points for keeping Chase safe with him as he knocks out Daniel Biscuit in second place. Jam Rock and Roll holding on to dear life the entire game goes out in third. And that's the way it goes for game number 8. Where's Chase? Round 2 with the Syndicate Poker Club. And that leaderboard just does not want to stay put today. Come on now, PokerNow, you're killing me. Holy crap. All right, here we go. Here's how it rounded out. It's just not going to play nice with me today, is it? Not at all. All right, so anyway, you already know who won. Daniel Biscuit was in second, and Jammer was in third. Eco Kiko went out in fourth. Neon went out in fifth. Million sixth. Leary Alice in seventh. Casely went out in eighth. Molly Mary was first out in ninth on this short game. Still not really a short game. Still went for 2 hours here on Where's Chase? Game number 8 and game number 9 next week. Coming up next, not a player profile. We're just trying to clear that out. Is the Crucible, game number 8, the final qualifier for the Syndicate. It will not be broadcast, but we just wanted to let you know that that is happening. And we will see you guys, apparently, next time we come back on the air. Make sure to click subscribe and do whatever it takes for you to know what in the hell we're doing. It is the Syndicate Poker Club. Check us out, syndicatepokerclub.com.